match because of unforeseen circumstances to this morning, and so the teams had enough rest time yesterday and have gone through the paces of the warm-up, getting ready for the battle itself on the field of play. It's been an interesting tournament so far. Group B has been lively. Group B had Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Niger and Togo, and Togo have been the whipping boys of the group so far. 2 matches played and they haven't won a match, neither have they drawn a match. They've lost those 2 matches. But Burkina Faso have looked good together with Nigeria. They've won 1 match and drawn or drew in 1 match respectively. So definitely we will be bringing you up to speed with exactly what you need to know. All the 4 teams are looking poised for action, especially Burkina Faso and Nigeria, because if they win their respective matches, they do continue in the tournament. The teams are already here at the University of Ghana Stadium. However, we're waiting for the green light from the other venue, because as you know, the matches would have to kick off simultaneously. And so once the green light is received here at the University of Ghana Stadium, that the other teams are ready teams will exchange pleasantries. We'll walk you through the toss of the coin and then let you in on the gentlemen who are starting the game for both sides this afternoon, as well as the match officials for the occasion. Promises to be a very tough encounter, very cagey one as well. As I told you earlier on, Burkina Faso lead the group with 4 points. Nigeria have 4, Niger have 3, Togo have 0. And so a win for Niger over Burkina Faso and a win for Nigeria will see the Nigerians and the Nigerians going through. How tough the permutations are, and Burkina Faso would want to ensure that they win and win throughout to maintain, first of all, their status as the premier team in the group. Official photos being taken there, and then we will have the toss of the coin. 2 captains are looking hale and hearty. They promise nothing but the best in the game, and so Chief or Sheriff 𝗭𝗎 is the captain of Burkina Faso. And with a toss over, it's Chisu Alamu, the captain for Niger. Officials for this afternoon's encounter will line up for their presentations. Referee Nama Aklesu from Togo will handle the match. Will be assisted by Emmanuel Dolagbanu from Ghana and Wasiu Chamola, the assistant referee from Togo. Our 4th official is Adari Abdul Latif from Ghana, and the general coordinator is Samira 𝗭𝗎𝗘𝗘, also from Ghana. So stage is set for a very, very tough encounter between 2 teams who play similar football. We've got a 4-3-3 formation to be employed by our both teams, and we'll see which of the coaches will reign supreme at the end of the day. Will the Nigerians carry their threat through? Mahamadou Bashiru, the head coach, believes so, but also for Oscar Barrow, the head coach of Burkina Faso. He intimated to us earlier on that the team is not just ready, but they are poised for continuation in the competition. And so it's going to be a key encounter, a battle for 2 sides to show exactly what they are made of. This is the best of the best when it comes to West Africa Football Union Zone B. And our official, our center referee Naba Aklesu from Togo, will just ensure that all is sorted before the hostilities will begin. He coordinates with the coordinator for the match. The general coordinator has given the green light, and there we go. 90 minutes of action between Burkina Faso in the green outfit, playing from right to left, and straight away giving indication of using width to their advantage as well as space and speed. We've seen these 2 teams in battles in the competition, and so both sides know each other's strength and weakness by virtue of watching some of the games they have played. And so the coaches have mapped out strategies to ensure that victory comes their way at the end of 90 minutes. It's Niger and Burkina Faso. That's the action for the day from the University of Ghana Stadium. Tidied up nicely in defense by the Nigerians. 𝗭𝗎𝗡𝗘 is one of the few players who will be looking out for, especially in the heart of defense for the Nigerians. They would also want to employ the use of their height to their advantage as Burkina Faso come forward. Initial stages of the game, nothing to write home about. It's going to be the first catch for goalkeeper Faisal Husseini Dauda. Gets himself warmed up into the game as he takes a long kick forward. The Nigerians would have to run into open spaces, and that is where they can be very dangerous. Quick turn on the break, trying to come through the middle, but nicely tidied up by captain for Burkina Faso. And again, one of those young players with some steady performance as the captain of Burkina, Sheriff 𝗭𝗎𝗄. So it's a steady build-up by both sides. Of course, early days yet. Nothing to separate the two sides. We're yet to test the defense of Burkina as the Nigerians come forward. Long ball in by 𝗭𝗎 once again. This time to the far left. And they would have to keep concentration at the highest level. Ousmane Wadama with a throw into the 18-yard box. Cleared out, and officials believe that it's going to be the first corner kick of the game, and this goes to the Nigerians. Ousmane Wadama elects himself to effect the first corner kick. Little bit of a heckling in the 18-yard box. The Togolese referee has seen that, and he will not have any problems at all interacting or communicating with the players. All 22 speak French. So here comes the corner kick. First opportunity for Niger. Burkina Faso clear their lines first time of asking, but it's not done and dusted yet. Ousmane once again, but this time Burkina Faso will not even allow the ball to cross the line. Fadil clears and clears strongly. Throwing quickly affected. The cross is on again. Once again, Fadil scores full marks with the clearance. Ball goes all the way into opponent's territory. Yanfori. Forceful effort by Niger as they come forward. Pressure has been on Burkina since the start of the game. Throwing in a very long one, thanks to Ismail Hassan. Pressure is still on as Burkina clear out for a throw-in. Ismail will send in a long one this time. Long throw by Ismail. And then the shot from a distance. The idea was good, but he had his eyes too up, feet too low. Amadou blasting wide. So good build up by the Nigerians so far, trying to put pressure on the defense of their opponents, and that's the shot that came from Mahamadou. Kept in play, nicely done, but Burkina now have an advantage, controlling the ball nicely. Kobana sends it through the middle, and then there will be that long pass from Dabo. These young under-17 prodigies representing the two nations, the best of the best from where they come from, and they obviously would like to sell their kind of football to the rest of the world. Don't forget, this competition has a target. The top two go into the Africa Cup of Nations proper. Long boot for the clearance there, but Fadil Barrow traps it nicely, pushes it forward, but it doesn't go too far. Niger would come up with ideas. Yamien once again. Kept in play, nicely done. This is 𝗭𝗎. Over the line it goes. Burkina have the advantage. Holding on to the ball in midfield, keeping it very tight. Tried to go around his marker. That's a very tough job, but he does got the better of him, but ball traveled over the line. Niger have the advantage now. And there you see those long dangling legs of these under-17 players. Lots will be expected from these two sides. Their precision, their eagerness, and now they come forward. Niger, this looks a good build-up by Shifu. Abdul Nasser Shifu stopping his tracks. He's got another opportunity to come forward though, but this time Burkina up to the task. And eventually, the idea of a blast from Ismail goes way off target. Cautious build-up is a long ball in, but out of play. Throwing to Niger now. Long throw. There's a run for it, but he's the lone ranger up front. He now gets the support. Niger looking to find men in open spaces, but the greens outnumber the whites. Still keep tabs on the game as they come forward. It's been very tough beating the Burkina, especially on the left-hand side of defense, or ballooned back into enemy territory. But Burkina will defend gallantly. That's a good turn. Turns him inside out once again, and then pushes the ball through. That's a lovely build-up, but the shot goes completely off target. Opportunity for Sahadin. They kept their cool, kept their composure, found men in open spaces. Final delivery has not been spot on. Although I must admit, Niger have had about 3 or 4 shots towards goal, but they've all gone off target. Good enough for Burkina Faso, as it will give them an opportunity to also build an attack of their own. Player goes down and referee gives the advantage to Niger. Tough encounter this will always be, especially between two francophones who play identical football. There's an opportunity for Niger now. Long ball into the 18-yard box is headed out nicely by Burkina Faso. We've done 9 minutes of the first half goalless, but now the pendulum swings to the other end of the field. That's Niger will be called upon to defend, and nicely done there. Mahamadou had to make himself large, but again Burkina Faso created that opportunity. Barra could not overrun. Headed out solidly into touch. Is going to be a throw-in advantage. That was some burst of energy by Burkina Faso as they try to counter. But they will come forward yet again, trying to push men forward. Ball trapped in the middle, good footwork. The Nigerians are showing some class. That was Abdul Nasser. Nasser still goes forward. Nasser bundled off the ball. The referee said the game will continue. And then this time around, it is Issouf Barra who goes down. First 9 minutes of the game has showed some glimpse of what these young boys can do. The excitement is building up gradually. That was Yusuf, who was brought down nicely by the captain. He doesn't get a card for it, he doesn't get a caution. Game will continue. And Yusuf is on his feet. Game will continue. Free kick advantage Burkina. It's Fadil Barrow with a long one. It goes straight to goalkeeper Faisal Husseini Dauda. Niger trying to push forward, but again, some solid defending. Or push forward, but this time it's Burkina Faso as he lays a pass through 2 players. Can he get to the ball? That's a strong run from Latif Diaby. Oh, Diaby has been dispossessed. Niger's defense at the moment seems very watertight. Mahamadou Amadou Husseini, the man who stands in the middle, tall, bulky defender. He obviously will ensure that nothing will go past him, but that's an excellent job done as he rounds up his attacker. And then they try and come forward, carefully pushed over the line for a throw-in. Advantage Niger. Yusuf Sangare playing safety first. Good ball control by the Nigerians. Ball goes to Chisu, who pushes it on, and then again they try and deliver that long range shot. Completely off the target. The defending was good, and then Niger built an opportunity for themselves, got to the ball, and then in the effort of delivering that long range shot, players slipped in the process. Good turn in the middle by Burkina Faso. They're still going forward, and that's sheer strength. Now they've got the numbers as they come forward. They're calling for the ball in the 18-yard box. Goalkeeper makes a save. Again, that was close. Build-up was swift enough for Burkina. Again, from the wings, we're going to see a lot of the running and the in-swingers. Would have to be on a level to finish and finish well. Fortunate slip there, and Burkina take the advantage. But it's Niger who come forward. Good control of the ball, but obviously can't go past the central defender as he comes forward now. He stands tall in defense. 𝗭𝗎 comes forward, and then eventually ball goes over the line. Throw in to Burkina Faso. 𝗭𝗎 with a throw, and he will definitely be penalized for that. 𝗭𝗎, Sharif, that is. Foul on the Nigerian captain Chisu. Goes back to join his colleagues in defense. Barrow. This ball is floated in. And the Nigerians have made it obviously clear, at least in this first 13 minutes of the game, that any opportunity for a shot on distance they will take. Trying to swing the pendulum to the other end of the field. Poorly done. Burkina Faso will say thank you very much as they pick up the pieces and come forward through Issouf Baba. Issouf Bara found captain all right, but a late challenge there, and it was rather his Nigerian opponent who goes down in pain. That is Habibu Shaibu. Habibu is up on his feet. So long ball came in, and after the heading duel there, foot stretched out, preventing the Burkina Faso captain Badra Barrow from going forward and giving an advantage to Burkina Faso. Free kick, floated into the 18-yard box, is headed on, but again timely clearance, doesn't go too far. Burkina have an opportunity, shot straight into the arms of goalkeeper Dauda. Ball nicely floated in. The header was on, but Burkina had placed themselves in positions where they could clear out. Ismail scoring full marks there, and Dauda complementing the effort. And obviously the head coach of Burkina Faso, Oscar Barrow, is not too happy. You see him on the sidelines issuing and barking out instructions to the youngsters. Long forward again for Burkina Faso to clear out, and they do that nicely through Sangare. Good ball control. Oh, he's dragged from behind. Clearly that would be a free kick. We haven't seen any cautions in the match so far. We've done 16 minutes. And it's a battle royale for the ball. And of course, connoisseurs of the game believe that the Nigerians have developed quite well. Playing some very good football, undergoing a lot of changes in the structure in Niger, and so it's benefited the team a lot. That's a lovely pass through, but again you would have to call on the defensive abilities of Yamien. Now falling in love with him already in this first few minutes of the game. Strong challenge comes through. Late challenge, and then another foul, giving the advantage to Burkina Faso. These are youngsters and they need to be protected at all times, especially on the playing field. As Niger have another player going down, this time Chisu goes down in pain, but he's up on his feet. So over the last 5-7 minutes, Burkina have gotten themselves into the game quite a lot. Fadil Barrow trying from a distance. Long ball spread to the far side again. Burkina Faso in contention. Again, nothing to take away, nothing to write home about these two sides. Keeping their eye on the prize, but a few faulty passes and poor finishing has really let both sides down. But a few have shown some brilliance as Burkina Faso come forward. Eventually cleared away. Controlled nicely in midfield by Burkina Faso as they come forward. Oh, that's a strong tackle. Two players go down in the process. Build up again from the left-hand side of the attack, and that is where these youngsters feel that they can use a lot of their speed. But going down heavily there was 𝗭𝗎 for the Nigerians. Went down heavily, referee saw that. And joining me in commentary position is senior colleague 𝗨𝟭𝟳 𝗤ualifiers. He's also been watching the game from a distance. And what do you make of the quality that we've seen from these two young West African sides?
Well, Prince, it's obvious. I mean, they started a bit tentative, but now they've settled down. And you know, the Francophone nations, they have a template, and this is something they've had for some time, especially with the academy system. A lot of these teams, you know, notably it started with the Ivorians, the Senegalese, the Malians, and now the Nigerians have also caught on. Burkina Faso, we know they've been doing tremendously well in juvenile and youth football over the years, and I think this is the way to go. It's going to be a tight game, but still you see Burkina in certain passages of the game showing a little bit more, you know, streetwise football vision on the pitch. But if Niger can keep them at bay and even take the lead, we could have a very interesting game on our hands, Prince.
Free kick advantage to Niger. Game is becoming a lot more interesting, and it's one of the reasons why head coach of the Black Starlets, 𝗨 Kingston, is here with us at the UG Stadium. The winner of this game has to meet him, or has to meet Ghana, as in the Black Starlets. Here's a free kick. Opportunity for Niger is drilled, but it goes against the wall. Second opportunity, floated into the 18-yard box. The header is on, didn't go anywhere. And then Burkina Faso head out, but Niger would keep the pressure on. And eventually it will be a safe catch for Burkina Faso goalkeeper Yaya Sagnon. Carefully defended by Niger's Amadou Oseni. As good enough, controlling the midfield once again. And then they float to the left-hand side of the attack. Overhit on that occasion. And so again, Niger have showed that yes, they've got to flirt with the wings, as it were, as they come through. This time they come through the middle into the 18-yard box. Failed opportunity at the connection, but it's Burkina Faso's Sheikh Sanogo who clears out for a corner kick.
They seem to be having some joy on that side, and they'll keep probing. I think it's tactical. That's where most of the attacks have been coming from, and they'll keep trying to see if they can unlock what so far has been a very tidy Burkina defense. They've got to watch out though. They've got the aerial superiority, but if they don't mark well, they may have to pay the price for it.
Corner kick advantage to Niger. The header is completely off target. That was from Abdul Nasser Alushifu. So again, a lot more opportunities being created by both sides. Niger took a slump for a couple of minutes, but it seems like gradually bouncing back into the game. Advantage of a free kick goes to Niger, so says our center referee. 𝗭𝗢𝗡𝗘 Nama is the center referee from Togo. That's a long ball in. Again, Burkina Faso will be called upon to defend. And Burkina have no worries at all in defense, especially when they have to deal with high ball situations. Because the back four are averagely tall. A couple of players warming up for Burkina Faso. But the header is on, a clear chance for Niger, and eventually the connection of the shot from Abdul Nasser went wide. Again, opportunities are being created. I'm not too sure whether it is that they are in a haste to score, the Nigerians, or they just have not found how to shoot on target.
Well, they must, take these half chances that come their way, because clearly Burkina Faso yet to settle, and they've had a couple of decent chances. So they need to take advantage of those. Otherwise, when the opponents in green do get a foothold, they will punish them. But it's been an enterprising start. I think Niger, they played better than many expected in the first quarter of the game. Burkina Faso always been the favorites here, but they still have work to do. They're still goalless.
24 minutes gone. If you just joined us, many thanks for doing so. You're watching live action from the University of Ghana Stadium in this under-17 WAFU Zone B AFCON qualifier for Zone B. Cross comes in for Burkina Faso. Goalkeeper did very well to punch that out. It's Niger nil, Burkina Faso nil. Trying to line up for a drive, but quick thinking by the Nigerians. And eventually the opportunity will go their way. Long free kick from defense straight into attack. The clearance by Burkina Faso, the best. They would have to do better than that. And eventually it goes over the line for a throw.
Mohamed Abdou Bouada for Niger has been the man that has tried to make things happen for them, but in the last few minutes he's gone off a little bit. I think he took a knock in a challenge earlier, and maybe that slowed him down a bit, but they were getting a lot of good play through. But here they come again, Burkina Faso looking to break.
Latif Diaby, good focus, centers the ball to the near side, but it's a bit too far away from the intended landing base of Issouf. Issouf just could not get to it, and we've seen Youssouf Barra dart down the left hand side of attack for Burkina Faso a couple of times, but again it still hasn't been the inch perfect cross or the inch perfect pass. Straight into touch this time. Mahamadou is shown that he's got some strong feet. He does a lot of the long clearances from defense for Niger. And it will now be time for Youssouf Sangare to also receive some level of attention. It's Niger nil, Burkina Faso nil. Final Group B encounter. Burkina Faso currently lead the league table on 4 points. Nigeria follow also on 4 points. And then you've got Niger on 3. Togo are the whipping boys. They haven't won a match yet. So Niger, if they do beat Burkina Faso, Niger go to 6 points and they leave Burkina Faso on 4. And depending on the Nigeria-Togo game, another story can be told. Connoisseurs of the game, a few scouts here as well, looking out for the young talent on display. This is the best of West African football from Zone B. And Burkina, can they turn defense into attack? They have an opportunity to go forward. Nice pass laid on by Ashraf. Good skill. That should be the first goal. Yes, it is. For Burkina Faso.
Beautifully done.
Yeah. Accompanied with another beautiful style of decorating himself in glory. Goalkeeper completely beaten on that occasion, but goalkeeper Faisal has been quite spot on. But this time around, the build-up was swift, it was fast. They again used the wings to their advantage, and once the defender was beaten, goalkeeper had to commit himself and was beaten as well.
Yep, this is what they have in their locker, and you know, the pass, exquisite. And then here, he took his decision, beat the defender, and the goalkeeper had no chance. Came out a little bit too early to close the gap. 1-0 Burkina Faso, and incidentally Nigeria also taking the lead against Togo in the other game.
Tough encounters as we climax activities in Group B. Abdoulaye Latif Diaby is the name and the hero of the moment for Burkina Faso. Niger 0, Burkina Faso 1. And Niger will now have to double up in terms of their fighting spirit.
Well, there's one thing that's obvious. I mean, Burkina Faso are playing it hard. They're not taking it easy at all, and you can see those crunching tackles that have come in, and I get a sense that they've been the more aggressive side, and maybe that's intimidated the Nigerians a little bit, who had more of the game in the early quarter.
That's some strong play there from the gentleman we spoke about earlier on, Amadou Husseini. Very strong, very athletic, held onto the ball, shepherding it, guarding it with his life as he tried to go around Burkina marker, and eventually had the better of him until he was brought down. Good play.
Anytime they come forward, they look like, you know, they're posing a serious threat, and they've really got to be alert, the defenders of Niger.
They do. And Burkina Faso want to cement their authority in this group. Connoisseurs of the game have tipped Burkina Faso and the reigning champions or defending champions Nigeria to sail through to the next stage of the competition. But it's only half an hour played, 30 minutes gone in the first half. We still have a quarter of an hour to play, and then the next 45 minutes in the second half. But for now, it will be the water break, and deservedly so.
Yeah, conditions have been tough. The early kickoff perhaps taking its toll on these young boys, but they've asserted themselves pretty well, and I'm sure this will give an opportunity for Niger to really calm their players down. Anytime Burkina Faso move forward, they look a real threat.
Indeed they do, and again, you know, those who've managed to join us here at the University of Ghana Stadium have really enjoyed 30 minutes of football, especially from these two francophone sides. There's been a lot of pace, a lot of determination. They've not been dead on target in terms of precision, but clearly have showed the class and style. So they got 15 minutes to go to show exactly what they're made of. Once again, if you've just joined us, many thanks for doing so. You're live on Max TV as we're bringing you football made in West Africa Football Union Zone B. This is the African Under-17 qualifiers. And who qualifies to join the best of the rest of Africa at the Africa Under-17 Nations Cup. Group A is done and dusted. Ghana have sailed through to the next stage of the competition. Kingston now has to wait for 90 minutes to know his next opponent.
Yep, saw him earlier in the stands watching this game. He knows it could be Burkina, could also be Niger actually. I'm not sure if he's second half might take the short drive to the rugby pitch to watch that game. Definitely you have scouts there as well.
Well, he can't afford not to have eyes there because the threat gets a lot more exciting and tougher as you proceed in the competition. And obviously as reigning champions, Nigeria will have a lot to bring to the table and have a lot to offer any team that they meet. And again, just like the Ghanaians, like the Nigerians also seem to have progressed, especially in their second match, just as Lai did. So again, it gets a lot more interesting.
Niger seems to have lost their way a little bit, and this is where they've got to be careful. The counter-attacks, a swift play by the opponents, scored them off a couple of times, and in one of those attacks it resulted in the opening goal. And they give away the ball too many times, too easily.
Well, the advantage will go to Burkina Faso. The Nigerians not too happy about that. The Nigerian went down from behind, so he believed there he was going for the ball and was told that it's not yours. So game will continue with the free kick just inside the center circle. Burkina Faso, so far so good. Get themselves out of trouble easily there. Yusuf Sangari, and then is blasted away by Fadil. Good ball control. Ball has been brought down and then swung to the side of the field. It goes off and out. Advantage will stay with Burkina Faso. Long kick in by the goalkeeper. And again, not particularly intent on working themselves out of the 18-yard box, both sides. They both want to employ their long balls to find players in open spaces, and then the run will be on. There we go. Burkina Faso chasing for that down that left flank, and it is Barra once again. Lays on the pass, the shot is fired by Tufibo.
Yep, they've been very direct, Burkina Faso, and that's the game plan. I think they realize, the Nigerians are swift as well, but they tend to dwell on the ball a little bit too much. And it's a no-nonsense approach by the baby stallions. And if the pattern continues like this, they're likely to get more chances and convert, as against Niger, who seems to have lost their way a little bit.
Slow build-up by the Nigerians from behind. Amadou Husseini. It's a long kick in. And then a quick return. Goalkeeper goes out committed and he heads the ball out of danger zone. Burkina Faso gradually getting close to the 18-yard box. 10 minutes to end proceedings in the first half.
Yep, Yaya Sagnon in goal for Burkina Faso has been on holiday literally, but his opposite number has got to look sharp here. Husseini Dauda there, he needs to control his boys at the back. Lack of concentration, and they could concede a second goal.
Put away by the Nigerians. Unfortunately heads the ball back instead of forward, but they still fight for it. Burkina Faso have the advantage. Long clearance to the near side. Good footwork once again, but this time the pass did not go through from Issouf Bara. It's been most of a no-nonsense clearance from both sides. They don't take chances at all. Gets the ball away from danger zone, and that seems to be the order of the day. But of course, these are young talents who are still gradually growing in the game, and so they would have to go through some of these paces.
Yeah, Mohamed Abdul Bouadia for Niger hasn't seen much of the ball. He's the key player for them if they're to get back into this game. I think they've sussed out his runs and his movement, so he's been kept in check for the time being.
Long ball driven in again. Niger will be called upon to defend. This time Burkina Faso penalized for a little bit of elbowing. Culprit was Kobana Ouattara. Niger have players in the 18-yard box, but when it comes to controlling and setting up the passes, they're falling short, and they're allowing Burkina Faso to get the better of them. Offside on the near side. Assistant's flag was up. That's Emmanuel Dolagbanu from Ghana.
We haven't seen much goals as far as this group is concerned, but Nigeria, they've scored their second goal, so they look very comfortable at the moment and likely to top the group if it stays like this. But we still have the rest of the half and the second to play, so let's not jump into conclusions. Good defending there, goal kick.
7 minutes to end proceedings as far as the first half is concerned. And it's still Niger 0, Burkina Faso 1. Throwing affected, and again it will be ballooned away by that young chap, Mahmadou Amadou. Trapped nicely, and there's a long ball forward. Again, they don't have any problems clearing the ball out of danger zone. There's a long ball back to the goalkeeper on the opposite side, Husseini Dauda. The centre back for Niger has stood out quite well, and I won't be too surprised if Mahmadou Amadou Husseini gets the cameras on him at the end of the tournament.
Well, I mean, Prince, they're supposed to be playing a 4-3-3, the Nigerians, and this is something Coach Mamadou Bashiru has been comfortable with, but maybe that's the problem. Burkina Faso have found a formula against this, and at the break they may need to look at this formation again if it won't play into the hands of their more aggressive opponents.
Definitely, coach would have a lot of talking to do during the half-time break. Probably do a little bit of a reshuffle, but that's on good scale as he comes through. Almost blocked, but out of nothing, dribbled his way past two players. And that again has shown some remarkable class from some of these youngsters. They read the game very well, try and look for the opportunity, and then take advantage of it. Corner kick advantage to Burkina Faso. With Nigeria taking a 2-goal advantage in the other game. It's looking more like Burkina Faso and Nigeria wanting to continue in the competition. Of course, Togo would have to take the short right back across the border at 𝗨🭈. But this is Niger now. A bit overhead, goalkeeper had to do the safest thing. And but his colleague does not help with the clearance. It goes back to goalkeeper. Unfortunate kick there from Ismail Hassan.
Well, they were looking for a back pass, but obviously it was unintentional. The referee just ignored that, and maybe an opportunity here.
Fighting spirit of the Nigerians in full effect as they come into the 18-yard box. Can he go around his marker? Again, that has been where they've been falling short, the Nigerians. Lack a little bit of the idea to maneuver past opponents in front of them. Looking for an obvious shot which wasn't there. Fight for the ball and get it, but this time Burkina Faso have other ideas. They would want to run down that left side of the attack as they have usually done throughout the game. Skill gets himself out of trouble through the middle, and this eventually clipped from behind. Foul by Shaibu Kasum Habibu.
You get the sense that Burkina Faso still haven't gotten into their stride. I mean, notwithstanding their one-goal lead, they show glimpses of that brilliance and their interpositional play. If they really get into their groove, they could pose problems to any team, and I'm sure the scouts and coaches of both sides are keeping an eye on this game very clearly. Could be Burkina, could be Nigeria for the Black Starlets.
Yeah.
An injury concern there. Looks like one of the Nigerians is receiving treatment.
Complaining of pain in the knee. I think he took a little bit of a knock in the process before going down.
Well, the scouts are here.
Yep.
In their numbers.
Keen eyes. Watching every move, watching every detail.
And you can see some tactical talk by the policeman there. Stands. Well, it is early morning kickoff. It's quite an unusual time, but I'm sure that's understandable.
Player says he's good to go. He would love to finish the game. We have just about a minute to end proceedings, barring any add-on time. Free kick to Burkina Faso, and it's Fadil Barrow behind the ball. Delivers a powerful one. Oh!
That was close.
That was indeed close, and they all thought the ball was going off the target, but that was a shot from Barrow. Delivered it a strong one. Okay, was the goalkeeper who had his right arm to save the day. Once again wanting to use the other side of the field for a build-up. Mokhtar Ibrahim did not have the chance. We're very close to the 45th minute mark, and we definitely would have a couple of minutes as add-on time. Meanwhile, throwing advantage to Niger is Usman Adamu. 45 minutes we have done, and we've got 2 minutes of add-on time. Brought down nicely, good ball control. Well, again, poor ball control, just could not see himself settling to control that fully.
Yeah, 𝗭𝗢𝗡 has been immense in that middle there. Very combative.
Very. And again, the height is almost always playing an advantage anytime the Burkina team has the ball. Switch play to the near side. Did well to keep it in play. Here's Barrow. Barrow does well to cover the back lines carefully. And now Burkina Faso on the threshold of an attack. They've got options on the right, they've got options on the left. He's clearly bundled off the ball before he got full control. Sifubara.
They always seem to know what they're doing, the Burkinabe. Anytime they're on the ball, they just seem to be thinking ahead, and they've got fantastic physique.
There'll be time now for goalkeeper Husseini Dauda to position the ball in a way that they will do their duty. Free kick to Burkina Faso. Could be the last effort for the first half. Barrow is behind the ball. It doesn't look like he would fancy his chance. Well, he goes in for it. And he blasted wide. And the referee's whistle goes for the end of the first 45 minutes of the encounter here at the University of Ghana Stadium. It's been a tough encounter between Niger and Burkina Faso. 45 minutes of action. And difficult to separate the two sides, although clearly Burkina Faso have shown intent here.
Definitely, they'll be happy with that. A bit more assertiveness from Niger in the second half would help them. I don't think they're out of it yet, but looking at how Burkina Faso also haven't given 100%, in my estimation, it could be a very tricky second half.
First half wraps up here at the UG Stadium, and at halftime it's Niger 0, Burkina Faso 1. Last action in Group B as two teams, Niger and Burkina Faso, come out of the dressing room to face off against each other. In a match both will be expected or will be expecting a win. Both sides parading very young, talented footballers, showcasing the best of West African football in Zone B. And clearly when they stand, look at the height of these young Burkinabe team. And clearly at certain times in the game, they show why they use their height mostly to advantage. But apart from that, they also have some individual brilliant players. The two captains, Sharif Badra Barrow for Burkina Faso and Chisu Almu Bachiri. Two coaches, expectations are high. As our center referee, Nama Aklesu, gets us underway, and straight into action. The two sides will show a few of the football stuff they're made of. Pressure on the 18-yard box a couple of times. The Nigerians have come forward quite a lot, but most of the shots they fired have all been off target. And the Nigerians have created a few chances for themselves. They've shown class, the Nigerians, but Burkina Faso clearly on top of things. Knee sent cross, and goalkeeper had to come in to make a save when it mattered most. Burkina Faso still looking good, still looking forward. The Nigerians once again not losing focus at the back. But as the game wore on, it was obvious and clear that the Burkina Faso team would want to use their strides, would want to use their pace to advantage. At certain times, they got the better of the defense of Niger, but found it difficult to beat goalkeeper Dauda, who's been on action and in some fine form as well. Burkina Faso, again, moments of midfield brilliance, carefully mapping out strategies to prevent the opponent from straying into opponent's 18-yard box. And again, one of those headers that went off target. But here, they did not give up. They came forward, and look at the pace of this youngster, showing clearly that he's got the magic in his feet, he's got the height, he's got the speed, and away he went. That was Kobana Ouattara, and putting his side up against the run of play. Look at the reaction of the goalkeeper. He says, yes, that is what we're made of, and that is what we can do. Niger didn't give up, still kept fighting, still kept coming forward, but tried as they did, Burkina Faso showed clearly that if they had a couple more chances, they could register a couple more goals in the game. Few saves were made by goalkeeper 𝗭𝗢𝗡𝗘. Niger went forward a few times as well to see whether they could draw level, and that was where the goalkeeper 𝗭𝗢𝗡𝗘 nearly failed to anticipate well. 45 minutes of action, and there's more to come in the second half. Of course, these two sides would have a score to settle. Don't forget, Burkina Faso lead the pack. They're followed closely by Nigeria, who are also playing their Togolese opponents. But for Niger, Burkina Faso, one advantage to Ghana's northern opponents, Burkina Faso. Let's see how things go in the second half when we come back. Game starts in the second half. We've got another 45 minutes to go. Halftime score was 1-1, and that's the first foul in the second half.
It'll be interesting to see what tactical changes the two coaches have made, in particular Niger, to try and get back in the same.
Niger definitely would want to get back into the game.
You like it?
Niger 0, Burkina Faso 1. That's the scoreline.
And Nigeria leading by 2 goals at the other end.
So yeah, clearly we're going to have the Greens going on to the next stage. Greens talking about Burkina Faso and the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. Quick turnaround by Burkina Faso. Lovely pass through, but it looks like it's a bit overhit. Yes, can't keep it in play.
Well, that was good work. It's got a corner.
We saw a lot of strong running from 𝗭𝗢𝗡𝗘 Diaby in the first 45. Looks like he's continuing from where he left off in the second. Strong pass it was. It went through the middle. Oh, okay. He got a foot to it, and then the Nigerian defender pushed it over the line. So it's a corner kick. There obviously is pressure on the Nigerians. But not the best of corner kicks, surely. Gets a second opportunity, pushes it into the 18-yard box. Player goes down, and the Nigerians will come up unscathed. Couple of players are warming up now for this second 45 on both sides. I'm sure the coaches will be interested in bringing on some fresh limbs. But tactically, what do you expect the Nigerians to do, to get closer to Burkina Bay, getting an equalizing goal, if not running over them?
Well, Mamadou Bashiru obviously believes they can play a straight attacking game against Burkina Faso. That's brave of him, the 4-3-3, but we've really not seen that being practical, and they've been caught out a number of times. Midfield bullied, outnumbered at times, and then a counter. And these are the opportunities they need to make, but they have to challenge for those aerial balls.
Safe catch there for the Burkina goalkeeper. Yaya Sagnon pushes it forward, and that is the threat of the Burkina team. They're very quick, they're very fast. Oh, pushes the player off the ball, but the referee saw it differently. He says the advantage will go.
Yeah, the flag was already up, but that was a good move. Again, Burkina Faso showing some great pattern play there. Good strength by the defender to deny him getting into that danger area.
Yeah, flag up by assistant referee 1, Emmanuel Dolagbanu from Ghana. Burkina go through the middle. This time is Mohamed Fofana. And again, towards the latter stages of the first 45 minutes, we saw the Nigerians try to get back into the game. But again, the difficulty for the Nigerians have been they've not been clinical up front. Found it very difficult finding the target.
And it's here, the midfield, where I feel Niger must be stronger. They've been often bullied and closed out. They don't have enough players in that danger area. 5 against 2.
Yeah. Definitely lacking presence.
Well, they have as many as 4 players warming up, so maybe they could be coming on very soon.
It's a throw-in, quite a long one. Burkina struggling to defend, but again, the presence of the Nigerians definitely failing to turn up to the party in the 18-yard box, and Burkina tear away another opportunity to use those long stride of theirs as they come through the middle. A little bit of a delay there on Yusuf Bara. Press play to the near side, likely done. Sheikh Sanogo. Sanogo will look for options. Sanogo finds Abdoulaye Latif. But Latif can't go around his marker. It's a battle for survival. Latif scores full marks. Yes, Sanogo. They're looking for the throw-in, and it looks like they've gotten it. Burkina have a throw.
This is where sometimes they show their age. You know, the cross would have been useful. Players were waiting for that. It didn't happen, and what they get is a throw-in. They're still on the attack, though.
This time around, yes, I think the referee's taking quite a very good decision. Player was bundled off the ball, so lost his balance while was running to the ball. That was a Sheriff Badra. You see a little bit of a nudge from the back there, yes. Referee saw that advantage will stay with Burkina. Look intent on probably getting a second goal. Magic spray comes out. Positioning is very important, especially to Husseini Dauda, the goalkeeper. Free kick advantage to Burkina Faso, 51 minutes played. Sent in nicely. Clearance wasn't the best. Burkina have opportunities as players go out of the 18-yard box, avoiding the offside trap, as it were. Swung back, carefully defended.
The midfield has become more crowded in the second half, and maybe that's an attempt by the Nigerians to smother the danger from the middle of the park. Goalkeeper will get that.
Yeah, definitely. Little bit of a failed attempt at the clearance. Now we can hear a lot of the screaming from the coaches. And again,
not sure he meant that, but well, safety first, wanted to get rid of the ball.
Yeah. Oh, they've been very, very careful with the clearances, and we've seen some mighty clearances in this match, especially in the first half of the game. But again, an important note to consider is the fact that both FIFA and CAF, together with associations under them involving the Ghana Football Association, are very keen and intent on building and developing the football structure, and in Ghana especially from the courts level, where you would see most of these talents emerge from. And so it seems to be a very good exercise to have countries participating and very regularly in competitions such as this. Referee blows the whistle and was closer to the spot, saw that happening. Was good ball control, but then the foot was stretched up and out. Fresh limbs. We're going to see the substitution for Burkina Faso. Getting ready to come on is Asifo Kone. He's coming on for Kobana Ouattara. Asifo Kone in the number 15 shirt for Burkina Faso. And Asifo Kone plays for the Sporting Football Club in his country. On he comes. Takes in the handshakes, and it's a free kick advantage to Niger. Captain Chisu is behind the ball. What kind of options will they have? Well, standing next to Chisu is Mohamed Fofana. Fofana runs away. It's Chisu. Faulty free kick. The Burkina team will read that, and they get the ball away from danger zone.
Very much a similar pattern to the first half, where Niger were pushing for the opener, didn't get it, and then they dropped and were punished by Burkina Faso. But you do get a sense that these counter-attacks potentially very strong defending. He's been immense at the back.
We saw him a lot earlier on in the first half, and we saw how strong and resilient he was. The chap in the number 19 shirt for Niger, Mahamadou Amadou Husseini. clearly using his long legs to advantage, then shepherding and shielding the ball. Clearance of a potential threat as he tried to go through two players. Very strong player he is. Future looks good for him. That's the chap we're talking about, Mahamadou Amadou Oseni. He's one of the few players who have been targeted for a lot of development. He plays for 𝗨 Faso, team based in the central part of Burkina. Ball cleared out. Defended nicely by Burkina Faso, but again keeping it high and not to anyone in particular. Opportunity falling to him, second time of asking, and this time he balloons it over the line. They're asking questions among themselves. Nigerians still not taking advantage of a couple of lapses in the Burkina Faso defense. Over the line it goes. Niger still have an advantage to come forward, and that's a long throw by Usman Adamu. Slip there, allowing the Nigerians to recover. It goes to Mahamadou. Ball forward, it's a one-on-one situation. Niger, can they get the better of his opponent? He claims the corner kick and he gets it. Good work done by Sheikh Sahadin Musa Soumana. Well, it's interesting to find that a lot of support is going for the Nigerian side. For the fans who've made it to the stadium here this morning. Corner kick to Niger. It's floated in nicely. Carefully headed out by Burkina Faso. It's thread back in there. Could get dangerous, but Burkina Faso stand tall. Kept it in play, nicely done as the game goes on. Oh, referee said no, that did cross the line. Yusuf Barra. Yeah, try to keep it in play. And the game will continue. Niger still trail Burkina Faso by 1-0. We've done 58 minutes. Strong play.
Looks like Niger taking over the midfield, and Burkina Faso happy to let them have the possession and play on the counter. Could be dangerous though.
Well, it could be, especially when they've not been very spot on with some of their passes. Indecisiveness has really been their bane, the Nigerian team. Easily giving the ball away. Burkina Faso almost always a threat when they come forward. Here's Abdoulaye Latif.
Yeah, he's not letting them pass. He's been very strong there at the back. And I think the second half they've started more sprightly. They do need that goal. The goal will change the course of this game, and that's so important.
Long ball forward, it goes to Burkina Faso. Goalkeeper will come out and make a save. Was there contact between the Nigerian attacker and the goalkeeper? He stays down. Ball came to him. The Nigerian player had a knee up.
Yep, he may have felt that, the momentum. You take a closer look at this. He had his eyes on the ball, and this was really unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
The referee was a bit far away, didn't really see that, and you always saw when they're guilty, they put their hands up. Nigeria have scored a third goal. They lead 3-0 at the rugby pitch, so they're comfortable at the moment. And it'll be interesting to see how this match will end.
So Nigeria look like cruising to the top of Group B. Don't forget they are the defending champions. Goalkeeper will receive quick attention on the field, and then the game will continue. They've got 30 minutes to sort this match out. Water break for now. And of course, these are faces that deal with football issues and matters on a very, very regular basis. And lots of events happening around this WAFU Zone B competition, involving issues such as club licensing and what have you. And so the Confederation of African Football taking advantage of some of these competitions when they happen to bring the football fraternity, especially from the zone, up to speed with issues that they need to know. Game will continue now. Good ball control. Finds solace in goalkeeper. And then the field attempts to head. Nicely done once again by the captain. And Chisu holding the middle very well for the Nigerians. But Burkina have other ideas as they seek to come forward. Not this time, says the Nigerians, and it looks like, just like Yao Mpofankra said, looks like they've lifted up their game in the second half. Niger, they're coming close, they're coming forward into the 18-yard box. The shot is fired, but goalkeeper goes down well. No problems at all for Yaya Sanon, the goalkeeper. And now there's a hot chase for it. Isufu Bara. Eventually the ball goes out, but that was close. That's a strong fight. Isufu looking to trap onto the ball, and if he had made contact with the ball, the opportunity would have been brighter for Burkina Faso.
And those are the chances you have to take, and you may not get many of those. I think Niger perhaps are lacking that belief they can equalize and kill this game, but the longer it goes on, Burkina Faso are likely to get clearer chances, and if this goes for a corner, they'll be happy with it. Well, they've managed to stall that effort, but still possession to Burkina Faso.
With every minute ticking away, Niger are showing that they could get a goal in the game, but then they need to work on their finishing abilities. Once again, a long kick in by Yaya Sanon. A little bit of a push that happened right under the eagle eyes of the referee as Mohamed Fofana went down from Chaibu's little nudge. Long ball deep. Solid defending by the Nigerians. There you see Mahamudu once again showing clearly the strength and the desire, and of course being very careful at it as well. Reminds one of the good old days when Ghana was very rife in the participation of the under-17 tournament. Some notable players have come through. Niger come forward now, solidly cleared. We've got some Premiership club officials here, by the way, and during the half-time break, the man known as Agama, watching very, very closely, and he told me that, look, there's almost always an eye for the young talent, and they are the future of the game.
No doubt about it, Prince. And I mean, it's positive. The only downside is the fact that some of the best talents in West Africa might not be at the Orange AFCON proper because of the format that we're witnessing. And on any given day, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Ghana, Burkina Faso could make it to the finals, but here's a case where only two will be advanced.
That's the disadvantage and the sad part of it. Because for those of you who follow the Ghana Premier League very well, there's a young chap with Niger United, Clinton Dodi. Again, one of those chaps who was recognized and talent realized at a very tender age, and he plays, still playing, and he wants to play to the very high limits. So Kingsley Owusu Echao, also known as Agama, watching the matches closely here. Who knows, any of these young talents find themselves in Ghana soon to hone their skills. But Burkina Faso come forward now. Here's an opportunity. Abdoulaye once again on his own favorite left foot, couldn't deliver the cross he wanted, but it nearly caused problems for Niger in defense as well. Oh, that's a strong one there. The Nigerian player kept his eye on the ball.
Well, the referee seems very calm about it, but that looked like a very, very nasty incident. And take a look at that again. An
unfortunate clutch there. You see his eye on the ball. Didn't realize the Burkina player, Mohamed Fofana, was coming in strong. And first aid is being called upon. Player is still down.
Yeah, look of concern, you know.
A few concerns there, yeah. Well, finally he opened the eyes and lifted his head. I think he's out of the danger now.
Yeah, concussion. I think the rules are very clear. They must take him off the pitch after they've treated him on the pitch because of the nature of the injury, and I doubt if he will continue. The referee would have to take a decision. It looked like an accident, though.
Yeah, it looked like an accident. He clearly was focused on the ball coming from above him.
Well, Dr. Pambo is down there, obviously in charge, and he would give instructions. He's close to the action and would know exactly what it is. But thankfully, the player is back on his feet, but he looks very dazed.
Indeed.
They would have to examine him to make sure he's okay, but I think he took a knock and was out for a few seconds.
It's one of the reasons why FIFA, CAF, they pay particular attention to little things, especially when it comes to youth football. They are not as matured as the older ones, and so we must be able to protect them at all times on the field of play. They will continue crossing to the 18-yard box. Burkina walk away without any problems. They have an opportunity to come forward, this time through the middle. Barra lets up the pass. Picked up nicely as they send the ball back, and then eventually is ballooned into enemy territory. There's going to be a run for it on the near side. It's Abdoulaye Latif. He's been dispossessed, and then ball cleared out of danger zone by Issa Yamien. But Burkina Faso won't give up. Player goes down. He will win the advantage of a free kick. Meanwhile, some fresh limbs for the Nigerians being brought on. Salif Ibrahim Mahaman in the number 5 jersey will be joining his colleagues on the field of play. Abdul Majid Mani Baku is already on. Abdul Majid. And they've sacrificed Abdul Nasser Shefu. Shefu has played his part.
Yep, doesn't look too happy, but you know, that's the reality. He's been sacrificed there. Kept his head down. They might as well go for it. To lose 2-0 or more and fight is better than to play cautious at this stage.
Free kick is on. Solid block there. Initial attempt of the cross from Sheikh Sanogo. Nicely defended by Niger. Mahamadou with the clearance. And the advantage will stay with the boys in white. So, ball in by Mahamadou. He's tried a few times to get the ball into open area where his colleagues can battle for it, and there you see his dejection. He's not too happy that it's all going to waste. Goalkeeper picks it up once again, and then there'll be the swift movement by Burkina Faso, employing the long balls. Yamien gets his head to it. But can they defend and defend gallantly? Niger, oh, they get the ball away from Burkina Faso. Nicely controlled. They come forward looking good. There's space on the left, but they decide to go through the middle. That's an easy pick for goalkeeper Dauda.
Looks as if the steam has been taken out of the game. Niger were really on the ascendancy, and they're still trying to look for that perfect pass, that opportunity. It won't come. They need to work harder. But this second half, they've been a bit more combative and aggressive.
I couldn't agree with you more. Still have a few players warming up, especially the Nigerians. But as the game wears on, I guess they get the feeling, or they have the impression that, look, if we push a little bit harder, we can get back at Burkina Faso. Long ball dribbling it, managed to get his head to it, but they lacked the direction. That effort was from the chap who just came on, Ibrahim Mahaman. Running away there was Mokhtar Ibrahim, who was waiting for an opportunity. Careful build-up by Burkina Faso as we gradually get into the last stages, or the concluding stages of the match. They're trying to outrun the Nigerians, but they have other ideas as they come forward. And again, big boot for a clearance. Throwing quickly effective, and again, nothing really going past Burkina in defense.
Yeah, it's straight. It's route one. Clear the ball, you know, and sometimes they do clear the man as well. But I think it's the best. They're not taking any chances, and they're doing well to protect that one-goal lead.
Cross goes deep into the 18-yard box. Again, they get their head to it, Burkina Faso that is, and the ball will roll over the line. Niger will be more than happy to keep a lot of these balls coming through. After the heavy downpour yesterday, it looks like the sun has taken over today.
It has, and forecast for more rain before the end of the week. Hopefully that would happen before the semi-finals on Saturday. It's at this stage, it looks like Ghana, Burkina Faso.
It looks likely.
But Nigeria is still leading comfortably.
They've been rampant with the goals.
Still more time in this game for anything to happen. Just that one goal from Niger could change the face of this game completely. I don't see complacency in the Burkinabe play, but tactically they've recalled and keeping it tighter rather than going for the second goal.
That's a long throw into the 18-yard box. There are no white shirts there to connect, and so Barrow has a pleasant duty of ballooning the ball away. Well, understandably so, the young men would go for another water break, I believe. It's been so hot here, but look at the pace. Goalkeeper came out, narrowed the angle, but there was nothing he could do about it, and rounded up his marker very well as well. And clearly standing tall there was Burkina Kobana Ouattara, nodding the ball into the net for the first goal, and the celebration reaction from Husseini. Oscar Barrow, he did indicate to us before the game that not only are they bent on winning this game, but they intend to stay in the competition and make a mark, and I think his words are coming to pass. It's been forward march for Burkina Faso, and they've been very nonsensical in defense, if I should put it that way, clearing everything that comes at them, and they do that with all their energy. Fortunately, Issouf Bara seems to be okay. Waiting to see whether he'll join his colleagues on the field of play.
A welcome shade, Prince, and that would help the players, even though the pace, as you rightly said, hasn't really gone down. These kids have been running since the blast of the referee's whistle in the first half. The energy's there.
Definitely, without a doubt, they want to play on and on and on. Controlled nicely, quick turn by Koban. Latif Diaby. Latif still going forward, ball goes over the line. Niger with the throw, quickly effected. And again, a no-nonsense clearance from Burkina. That was Issouf Dabou.
Getting a bit sloppy there in the middle, and it's obvious Niger may have given up the ghost. Could be also the changes that have come in a couple of knocks.
Burkina have had to sacrifice Issouf Bara. He took a knock and didn't join his colleagues, so his place has been taken by Ibrahima Fofana. Then battling through the middle, lays on the pass, that's good enough. Tenacity of purpose. The gentleman who just joined his colleagues on the field of play a while ago, Fadil Barrow, solidly in defense, but we saw that forward move from Salifu Ibrahim Mahaman. Down goes Abdul Majid. And we'll watch this from the replay again. Got to the ball fair and square, and that was a foot up there from Barrow. So it's a free kick to Niger. Gradually trudging on towards the end of the match. Niger have showed some amount of class, at least. They've got a few individual brilliant players in there as well. Ball ballooned away. No green shirts to chase for it. And so obviously it would be a strong comeback by the Nigerians.
Yeah, the goalkeeper has turned sweeper for the opponents. But I still wonder why they're not just going all out, gambling, risking. At this age, I'm sure that the coach would tell them, let's go for it and go for the onslaught.
Yeah, that's what I thought so too. But we've not seen a lot of the technical play, especially from the two sides. Of course, I'm sure they're all being very cautious, being very careful. But they would also want to take the opponent on the break when they do have the chance.
Well, they have a chance here. It's a corner. They just have to find a way around their much taller opponents, and they've not had that luck, unfortunately, so far in the game.
It's a corner kick. Niger have every player committed in the 18-yard box minus their goalkeeper and the central defender Mahamudu. Clearance by Burkina Faso. That effort was from Asifu Kone. Player down in the 18-yard box for Niger. He's up on his feet, so game can continue, says the referee. And again, Asifu Kone, very young, athletic, and strong as well. Pass laid on by Mohamed Fofana. Umaru Issa trying to get himself into the game. Burkina have been gifted a chance and opportunity here as they twist and turn, but nicely defended by the youngster Usman Adamu. Advantage will go to Burkina Faso.
Yep, they get a throw in for their efforts, not quite a corner. And the lack of willingness to take that or have any of his teammates around tells you that they're just playing calmly to while away the time. As the clock continues to tick, it's still 1-0 here. And Nigeria flying away at the rugby stadium, just 5 minutes drive from the University of Ghana, Legon Stadium.
Game will continue as Umar Hassoumi Seini gets ready to join his colleagues on the field of play, coming to replace Habibu. He's been told to hold on for a while. Game progresses. Burkina Faso trying to work themselves into enemy territory, but unfortunately that cross rather swung away from the 18-yard box. Throw into Niger.
Nobody there to support him, but it's a foul. You could safely say that the way the game is going, that energy Niger started the first half and also the second half with isn't quite there. They need something special. I'm not too sure where it's going to come from or who that will be coming from. The magic.
They've done a lot of football in terms of concentration in the middle part of the field. Midfield has been quite active. It's just the sharpshooters up front who have not been clinical enough. But Burkina Faso have Sanogo. Sanogo goes down and gets a free kick, brought down by Chisu.
And a time for substitution, which Niger would want to effect.
And again, look at the way Sanogo handles the ball, twisting and turning, trying to get the better of the markers in front of him, but going down in the final regard.
Omar Hassoumi Seini has been warming up for a good part of the half since they started, and I think he might finally get his opportunity to come in. Some tired limbs out there, Prince.
Yeah, tired limbs, hot weather, and these young boys have been running non-stop. And thankfully, Salifu Ibrahim is up on his feet. And water is the order of the day. Ironically, we had lots of water in terms of the rains yesterday, and rather prevented us from having the games. But thankfully, weather has been clear, it's been fair, it's been hot, and it's been warm. And we thank God for his mercies as we have a free kick for Burkina Faso. Behind the ball is Abdoulaye Latif Diaby. Another of those players with a very sweet left foot. Here goes the free kick. Referee blows the whistle. We'll have the quick substitution, and that's the confirmation. Umar Hassoumi is on finally. And he's taking the place of Mahaman. Haman himself was a substitute, and he's been substituted. Burkina with a free kick. It's headed away by Mahamadou. Swung in by Sanogo. Goalkeeper comes out to face it away, but the flag was already up on the near side. And was defended nicely by Mahamadou with the header. Then it was floated in again, and there is where Emmanuel Dolagbanu's flag went up for offside. Ball ballooned away. Niger win the day. Captain Chisu gets the ball away. Burkina Faso will have more opportunities as they come forward. Nicely goes round his marker, but he's been persuaded, and eventually ball goes out.
Yeah, he was looking for a foul there, but the assistant referee was very close and didn't see anything wrong with that. Sloppy play now, I think. Tired legs, and perhaps even mentally they're a bit drained. As long as it remains 1-0, you feel at this age level there can still be any spark to change things.
Well, it's not over until it's over, and anything can happen. This is under 17 football we're bringing to you live wherever you're watching us on Max TV. Many thanks for joining us. It's the two nations who are battling for supremacy. Niger in white, Burkina Faso in green. Burkina Faso into the 18-yard box. They have an opportunity but pushed on a bit too far by Abdoulaye Latif Diaby. Niger 0, Burkina Faso 1.
And this is the hottest time of the day to play football. It's close to noon, midday, Prince, and the temperatures will be scorching out there, but they've exerted themselves very well, these two.
Yes, indeed, they have. Running from start to this moment. Of course, with a few water breaks for them, because they really need the water. And I'm sure when we are done from here, we will get ourselves some water as well. Yep. That's a substitution coming up.
I've seen you've got a couple of gallons already, Prince, but it's in order.
Yeah, it's been a very warm weather here. Okay, so we shall be having some water to, as it were,
no doubt. Not some water, it's got to be 𝗭𝗪 water.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's the GFA's official.
Well, we'll see after the game.
Yeah, you can call them the water partner for the tournament.
Ah, yes.
As well as the GFA.
Right, the water partners. Yeah, well, water partners. Okay, so we'll get the water partners to give us some water. As the game goes on, and an opportunity this time, it goes over the top, and it's a corner kick advantage to Burkina Faso. Out of nothing, they're also trying to see whether they can push their noses in front. Don't forget, Nigeria have 3 goals, Burkina Faso have 1. If it ends like that, Nigeria go to the top of the table for Group B, which means that Nigeria will be avoiding Ghana. Burkina Faso will make a quick change before the game will continue. Adama Bande is getting ready to come on. And I think he's going to replace the man coming off, Badra Barrow, the captain.
Yep, he's had a good game.
Yes, indeed. So ball swung in, and that was close.
Very close to a second goal there for Burkina Faso.
Asharaf, his header went off target, but that was quite close. The second goal obviously would have killed the Nigerians. It's a throw-in advantage to Niger. Abdul Ouattara with a throw. he goes back. We have done 90 minutes of action here, and we're doing 5 minutes of add-on time, says our fourth official. Fourth official is from Ghana, Abdul Latif Adari. So we've got two officials running this game here today. The first assistant is Emmanuel Dolagban. Put it away. Last 5 minutes could be KG. Will Burkina Faso be able to hold on to their slender 1-0 lead, or probably add another? Or will the Nigerians surprise their opponents, getting themselves back in the game?
A grandstand finish to do that. Time is running out.
They may be on the losing side, yeah, but they're definitely no mere pushovers.
Not at all. As long as they keep pumping those balls in the danger area, who knows? Anything can happen.
Clearance not the best. Niger still fancy their chances.
And certainly that wouldn't help. I would want to see more players in the danger area of the Burkinabe, if Niger want to get something from this game.
Solid defending it has been from start to finish. Player goes down. Center referee gives the advantage to Niger, telling themselves to go forward. This is the opportunity they have, and they need to go deeper than that. Mohamed Bako Mahamane goes deep, and they've left the free kick duties to Mahamudu Amadou. What a game he's had for Niger. He's been very strong in his position as a central defender. Ball kicked out. At a point appealing for the penalty, but referee saw nothing wrong with that. Niger will push forward again. Sanogo with the clearance, it goes out. The best of the best of the best of West African football at the under-17 level, by the kind courtesy of the West Africa Football Union, as we bring you the under-17 zone qualifiers, putting 7 countries together to battle for the top 2 spots. There are 2 teams playing in green today, and it looks like green is the color of the day. They're both marching on to victory.
Yep, the Stallions and the Eagles, well, the baby eaglets, or they used to be called the baby eaglets or the eaglets. Illustrious predecessors in Nwankwo Kanu, Celestine Babayaro, Mikel Obijon amongst those.
Good skill, maintains his composure, is going forward, lays on the pass. I thought referee would have played the advantage.
Well, that's it. And you could hear the exasperation of some of the Burkina officials there. They were hoping the referee would just allow them to continue. Here, kept on his feet, and but it's called playback, and it's a free kick some distance away from goal, so not really a direct threat.
So the free kick has been effected. They switch play to the left-hand side. He beats one, beats the second, but they both take a tumble. The game will continue. Just a couple of seconds remaining in the match, if not a minute and some seconds, and then it will all be over. Niger then would have to come out. It definitely can't sit back now, and allows the ball to go all over, all the way to a goalkeeper. And Burkina, again, no nonsense of a clearance, this time off the boot of Adama Bandi.
Yeah, it's been a feature of their game in all the matches, but we saw them a bit more cautious against Nigeria. In this game, they just want the result. You can see that, and the reaction.
Yeah, it's done and dusted. It's done and dusted. Referee takes the whistle to his lips and gives us the signal that it's all over. Niger have fought a good fight, but Burkina Faso have won the battle. Tough encounter it has been, and we knew it was almost always going to be tough right from the start of the game. They would congratulate each other. It's a good job done. Of course, there will be dejection on the other side. The Nigerians feel that at least they could have battled to a pulsating drawn game. Our officials have also been spot on in the game. Young talent showed on the day, and I think they may have their heads down, but certainly not disgraced.
Not at all, Prince. I think the development of football in any country starts from the grassroots and the juvenile game. You've got to give credit to Niger. They've started a scheme or a project a few years ago, and they've put a lot of emphasis on juvenile and youth football, and surely these players will be back. We'll see them again at another level, without a doubt. They've acquitted themselves very well, and credit to them. Burkina Faso didn't have it easy. It wasn't a walkover, and it's a nice gesture to see some of the Burkina players helping disconsolate opponent there in tears. It means so much, even at this stage.
As a young man we spoke about during the game, Mahamadou,
excellent player,
brilliant in defense for Niger.
A lot of scouts around. I'm sure he'll be on the radar of many scouts. He's inconsolable, but he played through a little bit of an injury.
Yeah.
Well done to them all.
They fought a good fight. It's been a tough battle. It's all over here. Thank you very much for joining us. Tough battle it has been between Niger and Burkina Faso, but at the end of it all, the Burkina Faso have showed their class as they move on to the next stage of the competition. Final score from the University of Ghana Stadium is Niger 0, Burkina Faso 1. So here we go with the man who made the difference for Burkina Faso, the number 8 shirt man, 𝗨🭭🳬 Congratulations to him. He played well. He held the midfield fort very well. Was one of the players with a clear distribution of the passes. And of course, he clearly stands tall as the best player or the most valuable player in the match today. Congratulations to him, Yao.
Absolutely, and you see one thing I'm happy about is the physique. In the past, we've not had these gangly, skinny, tall players. I'm reminded of Nwankwo Kanu, and in a few years' time, there's no doubt about it, we'll be seeing and hearing more about and from these players.
Yeah. So congratulations to the youngster. It's all over, but Burkina Faso, this is how they battled for the 3 points at stake today, playing against Niger in white. You had a few fouls that led to a few injuries, but we saw some brilliant play from defense through midfield to attack. The finishing for Niger did not really help them on the occasion, but technically they showed how superior they were. We saw some brilliant individual skill from many of the players from both sides of the coin. And this clearly gives hope for the future. This is just the under-17 level. Don't forget, 2 teams will qualify from this zone to play in the under-17, the Orange under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. And clearly Africa, I should say, would have representation at the World Cup as well. But Niger came, they fought a good fight, and like my colleague 𝗨🭭🳬 says, Nigeria also sailed through the next stage of the competition as defending champions. They beat Togo on their way to the next stage of the competition. So it's been good performance by all the teams. Congratulations to the winners. Lots of interesting things are happening. The Burkina team doing the French jig before they go into the dressing room. But it's been wonderful. Thank you very much, one and all, for joining us. It's still not over. We still have to settle the scores. And so come this weekend, there's lots to savor. Don't forget the Nigerians will be in action. The Ghanaians will be in action. Burkina Faso will be in action as well. Which is your pick as we go right to the top to select the best two to battle for the African diadem? On behalf of the entire crew that brought you this production, including my boss, 𝗨🭭🳬 who was here with me in commentary position, we say thank you very much. We'll come your way again. Adios and au revoir for now.